Hello everyone, Garrett Robinson here. Hi Rebels. Welcome back to VlogaNovel. For those of you who don't know, I'm Garrett Robinson. I'm an independent author. Have written many books, more than 2 million words out in print. The Realm Keeper series, by far the most popular upcoming literary novel, Rebel Yell, releases on August 15th. I have written Hit Girls, the Touch Trilogy, Non-Zombie, The Ninja Bread Man, and this is my project, VlogaNovel, where I am writing my books for the foreseeable future in my career live on streaming video on my YouTube channel, which is hopefully where you're watching this. I need to write a script clearly for the beginning of these videos because I always feel like I'm scrambling for what I ought to be saying. This is the VlogaNovel series for my new serialized fantasy story, Nightblade. This is the second video in the series. The first one broadcast just a few hours ago, and we started outlining the first season of the serialized experience. We got through the one-paragraph outline of the first 7 episodes, and we are trying to, in this episode, in this YouTube episode, we're trying to wrap up the outline for episode 8, outline and name the characters, because I've been having troubles thinking with names, and figure out the places, basically just a lot of research and outlining, getting ready for the first draft. Possible I might put some words down in the first draft in this hour, but we'll see. Oh, speaking of which, I better start my timer so I don't run massively over time. Hello, everyone who is up this late with me, or in other parts of the world. Simon Canton, I know you're watching. What's up, buddy? So, things you ought to know. My website is garrettbrobinson.com. You can always find VlogaNovel episodes there. In the below my image on your screen, you'll see that blue section of the video. Obviously, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can pre-order my next book, Rebel Yell, which comes out on August 15th. At that URL, garrettbrobinson.com/rebelyell. It's quite good. You should check it out. Self-plug, cha-ching! And you can watch back episodes of this particular book of Nightblade Episode 1 at garrettbrobinson.com/vloganovel-nightblade-1. I will have basically everything that I'm doing is going on its own separate playlist on the YouTube channel, and will also have its own page on my website. So, for example, this page, actually, I can show it to you right now. This page for Nightblade Episode 1 is right here. That right there on the top is the first hour of outlining, and there is the live video, the second hour of outlining. And I'm going to have that because in the back of every book that I write on VlogaNovel, on the VlogaNovel platform, I want to have a CTA, a call to action in the back of the book saying, hey, do you want to go watch how this book was made? Well, you can go do that right here, and have one page where if you want to watch just that episode, you can go watch and see how it all came together. So that will be a recurring thing in the future for all of my books that I produce with VlogaNovel. So thank you for joining me, and without further ado, let's get into it. So we are on episode 8. We just wrapped up episode 7, where the city that they are in is under attack by the king's own soldiers and mystics, and she's the girl who is yet to be named. Definitely doesn't know what's going on. Nobody in the city knows what's going on. They don't understand why the king's own soldiers are attacking the city and whatever. And the girl is, going to be destroyed or going to be killed almost, but then she has pickpocketed some explosives that she used to get herself out of the jam. That could change. I don't know if the explosives are going to work, but we'll figure it out. It's all part of the process, guys. It's all just figuring it all out. This outline, as I go in and start outlining the episodes in more detail, could completely change. That's kind of one of the cool things about writing a novel. And one of the reasons that I'm doing this is I love going back and, I don't know, learning how stupid I was is a bad way to put it, but I love going back and looking at old projects or old things that I did and just seeing like, wow, that turned out completely different. Like, for example, Anybody who's his beta red Rebel Yell who's watching this right now, Simon Canton, again looking at you. Haley Savage in that book, when I first came up with the concept, was a guy, was a guy, basically a guy named Kyle, and the story was just completely different. And I pulled up that outline randomly the other day. Actually, the outline for the feature film script, and just started reading it, and I was like, God, this is so different from how I started. And it will be cool one day, hopefully in the future, going back and like watching these videos just because I don't have anything better to do and going, oh my God, look at how that project was when I started out with it, and look what it became. So anyway, episode 8. So now the girl, episode 8, she's got to get out of the city before it's wiped out, clearly. And we want the wizard to come back, the wizard who has been featuring throughout the whole season. So the girl and her sidekick are desperate to get out of the city, but the gates are locked, so they come up with a daring and probably stupid plan to sneak out by... Oof, good question. They could scale the walls. That seems a little bit simple. Come up with a daring and probably stupid plan to sneak out by... by dressing up as soldiers and joining the next counterattack. That's very daring and definitely very stupid. They find 2 corpses, icky, and steal their armor from 2 corpses, and find a group of soldiers ready to make an attack. But as soon as the gates open and the soldiers start pushing outside, they're all blasted. They're all blasted with arrows and magic, and the girl and her sidekick realize, fuck this. But just as they're about to break and run back inside the city, the wizard from before scoops them up and runs them through the enemy's lines and free from the city. As they escape and begin to have their So, as they escape and begin to have their ride off into the sunset moment, the girl despairs at ever finding a master thief to train under and begins to think basically that she should just go home. But then the wizard tells her that he knows someone and he'll take the girl to her if the girl will pay a price. And I need to figure out what that price is, obviously. But this will be like the revelation, because like the whole thing will be there is no master thief. Like that's a stupid idea. And even if there was, you can find him and whatever. And then the wizard, you know, will basically say, "I'll take you to this master thief that I know if you pay a price." Now, what would the price be? Because that will be that'll sort of be the cliffhangery moment to end the season on, and the price could be. Oof. I don't know. Well, see, that's something, you know what? I'm going to leave it like this for now, and then we're going to start getting into establishing the characters, because characters, based on how the characters turn out, that will determine what the price is. And now, while I've been off the air in between episodes, see, that's one thing that's annoying about the whole VlogaNovel concept, is that I want to share literally everything that happens with you guys. But like when I'm off the air, my mind is still racing. So I've figured out a lot of stuff about the wizard already, and why he's on the run from the law, and why and a lot of things about him as a character. And that thought process didn't happen live on the air. I'm sorry, I can't turn my brain off when I'm not here. So let's get it. So as a method of handling that, let's get into the characters. So characters. I like to be all nice and neat and anal, so we'll make this that icon, and then we'll create a folder in here, the girl, and we'll change that icon to a character sheet. We'll open up the inspector because we're going to want photos loaded of all these people. The girl, the sidekick, the wizard, and I know we're going to have some more characters in here, but we'll save them for later. Okay, so the girl. Right off the bat, I always like to start picking actors, basically casting. Johnny and Sean from the Self-Publishing Podcast do this all the time. They cast their characters, and I learned that from them. I find it to be very helpful, and so that's something that I always do. So let's go to, let's go to Google, the internet, the interwebs. And for the girl, I already have somebody in mind. It's not necessary. It might be somebody that you know, but I'm going to guess not, because it is an actress in the filmmaking community that I am a part of called We Make Movies. And her name, I just got to work with her, and she's a pretty fantastic individual and a great actress, by the way. Her name is Chanel Marriott. So let's find, I don't know. Ooh, I like this wavy hair picture of her. So we'll use that image. I don't know if this will work. No, it totally won't. Okay, so we save the image. Dropbox, novels, Nightblade, there you are. Images, research. We'll make a research folder. And then characters. So this is what, I mean, Chanel is totally a perfect representation of what I want this girl to look like. The girl. And then for the boy, let's see, he's young, probably in his mid-teens. He is maybe a little on the thick side. No, let's have him be, oh, you know what he's going to look like? You know that movie, that Scorsese movie, Hugo? Yeah. Yeah, sidekick, the worst pickpocket in the world. What's a good picture of him? See, that's a good picture, but it's just not, the proportions are not right. See, that's one really annoying thing, is that even when you find a good picture, the proportions can be totally terrible. Or like this one's pretty good. You know what, I'm going to go with this one. The lighting isn't exactly what I want, but whatever, we'll just make it work. Sidekick. And for the wizard, he will be in his like 30s and a decent looking guy, but too skinny to be like really attractive. Simon Canton joined in and said, I missed the start of this. Is this kind of like Lady Hawk? I don't know exactly what you mean by that. In what way is it like Lady Hawk? It's not exactly, I mean, it's not, there's similarities. But it's not. It's definitely not exactly like Lady Hawk. Let's see. What are some characters from? Ooh. Okay. Maybe the right picture of Theon Greyjoy. Oh, bam! Oh man, I couldn't have asked for anything better. Perfect. There's your wizard. Bam. That's him. the wizard. Okay, perfect. So now we pop back into, oh, Google Plus and YouTube. You and your comment system, you're just not perfect at all. So we pop back in here and then we pull up Finder. Ah, fantastic. Open a new Finder window. I always jam them over into the top right corner. Pull back up all of our other windows. Okay, Dropbox, novels, Nightblade, research, characters. Okay. So for the girl, we have this fantastic picture of Chanel. That works for me. And then we'll go back in here. See, this is just, it's not by far, it's not the most important thing about a character, but it just provides you with a nice frame. Just knowing what a person looks like just loads ideas into your mind about the way that they act. You know what I mean? Like, I know what Chanel looks like, and when I see her, there's a certain beingness associated with that. All of the mannerisms and the way that she acts and everything like that. So it's just a nice little shorthand for how that character works. And the same thing with the kid from Hugo, and with the actor who plays Theon Greyjoy, which if I was a real geek, I would know, but I don't, because I'm a terrible person. And then we snap back into here. And the cool thing about this is that if you load these images in and then you go to your characters folder and you view it in group mode, as you can see on that portion of the screen, I can't really do it other than with the mouse, is that then you see them all and they're all just laid out for you like that. So then we can go into the characters and open up, text view with them and everything. So let's start with the girl. And as with the outline for the whole story, we kind of do the same thing, snowflake method wise with each character. So one-liner, seasonal arc, episode, paragraphs. So we break this, and then we'll just bold these just because. So one-liner. The girl is the girl comes from a simple background, but is uncommonly intelligent, ambitious, and dreams of an epic life, which is something that I think we can all relate to. Like, I'm happy that we don't live in medieval times where the average lifespan was in your 30s, and disease and the Black Plague and all of these things. But sometimes don't you want to pull on some leather boots and strap a sword to your waist and just go adventuring? Like, I know I do, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think I'm alone in that. And I like characters like that. It's one of my favorite things about Frodo, and something that's drawn out into more and more character conflict with him as Lord of the Rings goes on. But like, he wants to go have adventures, and then once he goes out on them, he's like, oh no, I want to go back home. But like, I love that spark of wanting to go out and do things. I have done things that are more adventurous than most people have done in their life, like going to Haiti to help with disaster relief after the big earthquake there, and flying to New Zealand with no money trying to get a job on The Hobbit. But like, that didn't stop me from wanting to do more of that kind of thing. Like, if I had the time and the money and nothing was an issue, I would every once in a while take a few weeks and like either drive or hitchhike up the coast of California, writing every day and just like seeing the sights and sounds, or backpack across the southern island of New Zealand. I want to do stuff. Not that any of that has anything to do with the this book. Simon Canton chimed in twice and said, I mean, it's about an amateur thief and not about the important nobles of the society, and the thief isn't necessarily the best. Yeah, that kind of thing, except, yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. That's actually a very, very good parallel. With differences, but yeah, very much like that. And then he also said Theon is played by Alfie Allen. Good to know. Thank you. I will probably forget that. The girl comes from a simple background but is uncommonly intelligent, ambitious, and dreams of an epic life, but finds that the world beyond her forest is both more vast and more complicated than she ever imagined, which subdues but cannot extinguish her desire for adventure and a place in history, for lack of a better phrase. Seasonal arc. So this is a 4-sentence paragraph about her journey through the course of the story. The girl is born in the forest, yet to be named, to cruel parents who see her as a means to a comfortable old age via her dowry, but don't care about her well-being, and not only discourage but actively suppress her dreams of doing anything else but being a wife. And honestly, that's a little bit of a story trope, in everything from Disney to lots of books. You know, girls, parents pressuring them to just like be a wife and, you know, raise kids and all that sort of thing. But the thing is for a trope, it's still, I still find it to be a very important message in society today. Like, you know, there is still the attitude amongst a disturbing percentage of Earth's population that a woman should want a family, and if they want a career, then they can't have a career and a family, which, like, maybe during the course of the thing, actually I think during the course of the thing, the girl will, you know, maybe successfully have a relationship and possibly a family while still, I don't know, I think you know, but be able to do both. I've always disliked the idea that you can't do both. I do both. I have a burgeoning artistic career, and I have a wife and 3 kids, and I don't think I'm a bad father. I don't think I'm neglectful of my children, because I also happen to write a lot and make movies all the time. So I like creating characters that also do that, because it gives me hope and justifies my life. Let's see. When she gets a chance to adventure, she snaps it up, but finds that the character tropes she's been raised on are far less complex than the real world, which is also more dangerous and more complicated. Well, no, I already said that. Which is also more dangerous and less caring about her as an individual than she's grown up thinking, believing. Again, the whole idea that character tropes are useful for storytelling, not so useful for basing your real life around. I mean, the thing is that there are people out there who are like cartoon villains and supervillains from spy flicks, but they're very, very rare, and you're much more likely to be put down and have your life suppressed by like a boss who just happens to be an asshole and never lets you get promoted than you are by an overlord seeking to overthrow the country. I'm just saying that happens less in modern society than the asshole boss. who isn't necessarily a bad guy. He's just an asshole and happens to be your boss. She attempts to push through this discouragement and assume what she sees as her destiny, but finds out that there is no one to help her as she thought there would be. In other words, there is no master thief that she can go and train under. You know, that person doesn't just sit there going, I'm a master thief. Anybody who wants to come on by, come on by. And if she wants to achieve her dreams, she will have to eke them out. She will have to carve her own place in the world, in the world. And just as her doubts are about to overcome her and she thinks she should go back home, she finds out that actually such a person, mentor, does exist, and her hopes for an epic life are rekindled. That's at the end of this season. Obviously, the story will continue beyond that, but that's how she wraps up. And then episode paragraphs. I really don't want to do a character-by-character episode paragraph because that will happen episode by episode. I will work out character arcs within the episode. So, what to do from here? You know what? Let's take a break, not a break, but work on a name. A name. Okay, so foresty type society, foresty village, foresty type people. Very, very common in that circumstance to name your child after plants or things that you spend a lot of time around. So female names based on plants. By the way, anybody who's been watching these and what do you call it? Seeing these tabs, every time I open a new tab, there's all this stuff there. And in case you're wondering what that is, it's actually a really, really awesome project that the Vlogbrothers are involved with. It's called Tab for Action or Tab for Charity or something like that. And basically, it's an extension that you install in Google Chrome. It's actually quite unobtrusive, but it puts up these ads for nonprofit organizations and for other things, you know, tweets and all of these causes that are good charitable causes out there in the world, and you are of course welcome to view them and go, you know, contribute to those activities if you want to, but just by putting them up, you actually raise money for those charities. It's kind of cool. I mean, I've opened, you can see on my screen there, I've opened 86 tabs since I installed this, which I think I just found out about it today, or maybe yesterday, but I think it was today. So just by browsing the internet, you're literally raising money for charity. And I am all about utilizing things that I already do to do more things. That's why I'm vlogging live as I write. It's like I'm already going to be spending the time. I might as well just turn a camera on and turn it into YouTube videos that somebody might like. So female names based on plants. Flower and plant names, plant baby names. Anglo-Saxon Aisley. Oh, that's a freaking great name. Aisley. What does that mean? Define Aisley. The name Aisley is a baby boy name, English meaning. But you know, honestly, the name Aisley is an English baby name. In English, the meaning of the name Aisley is lives in the ash tree grove. I mean, it's a boy's name, but it's not common enough in today's society that if I said that name, my wife or my next door neighbor wouldn't go, oh, but that's a boy's name. Aisley name meaning. Let's see. Piss off. Ugh. Name Aisley is a baby boy name. Lives in the ash tree grove. Soul urge number 6. People with this name have a deep inner desire for a stable, loving family or community and a need to work with others and be appreciated. People with this name are competent, practical, and often obtain great power and wealth. They tend to be successful in business and commercial affairs and are able to achieve great material dreams because they often focus so strongly on business and achievement they may neglect their private lives and relationships. Well, that sounds very promising. So we will keep that tab open, and we'll keep looking. I like Aisley. Ashflow is too complicated. Ashley is comes from Aisley, so that's cool. Daisy, the day's eye. Yeah, Daisy is, I don't like it. Nelda. Define Nelda. That's a cool one. Meaning of the Nelda name. Nelda as a girl's name has the meaning other or foreign and is a variant of Eleanor. Interesting. From an old French respelling of the Provençal name Eleanor from German Eli, though sometimes it is taken as a variant of Helen. Nelda is also pronounced similarly to Nilda and Nilda. Other suggested similar baby names are Kelda, Netta, Netta, Nella, Nelia, Nelida, Nella, Zelda, Velda, Welda, and Zelda. Hey, Zelda. Let's see. That's another cool one. I actually kind of like that. Let's go to She Knows and see Nelda. What do they have to say about that? Freaking ads for cars. Okay, so this website doesn't have anything more about Nelda. I like Nelda better than any of these other ones, better than Kelda or Netta or Nella. So Aisley and Nelda are both pretty cool right now. Got lots of, I like the Anglo-Saxon names because it's like, I mean, while I am trying to break the trope of like the Western society and very European-centric, it's like, I feel like an Arabic name would be out of place in this particular circumstance. Not that there aren't going to be people of other ethnicities in the world, but like that's an interesting thing. Is like why couldn't I just make every character in this society Middle Eastern or African American or Asian or anything? And I could, if I were to make the thing is that if I were to make an entire society an ethnicity other than my own and other than European or American majority or anything like that, I would feel like I would want to do a lot more research in order to reflect some of the things about those kinds of cultures or include issues that would be important to people from that background or of that culture. And it just it's not something I'm trying to do in this piece. I hope that makes sense. That's a very sticky subject that I might actually vlog about at some point because it's like I find it easier when you just have a society that you're generally familiar with the rules with and just include people of color, of other orientations, of all those things, because those people do exist in my society. So if I use the same rules of the society but just kind of make it better so that such people aren't discriminated against and don't have to go through all of the struggles because they aren't viewed as other or lesser or anything like that, I find that easier to deal with and also more, I think, more effective than if the tables were turned. I don't know. That's if you have opinions, I'd love to hear your opinions on that in the comments. Idra is a cool name, but in terms of like shortening it or making it a nickname, I can only think of Id, which I don't want, or Idi, which I also really don't want. Armenian Shuznin, Servad, Vatuhazagir, Basque. Rosa, Loria. That's a fantastic name. Define Loria. Let's see. Loria is a common given name meaning the flower in Basque language. It is believed to have originated in Basque country in northern Spain. However, it is sometimes confused with the reina of Castilian origin. Wow, lots of results for L'Oreal. Loria, Loria, Loria. Yeah, it doesn't, no more data in Wikipedia. Let's go back to She Knows and see what they have to say about Loria. Anything interesting? What do you got? Literally nothing. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So we'll just stick with the Google default definition. Fiala, I think someone would call her Fifi. Colleen, Kalina, Colleen, Kalina, Ruza. Those are nice enough. I just feel like there's so many, well, not so many, but I kind of want to avoid names that start with K, honestly, just because of Katniss Everdeen. I know it's dumb, but I don't want too much crossover there. Aisley and Nelda don't necessarily have crossover with anybody from any popular book series that I'm aware of. The Danish have a plant named Gelsomina, which is jasmine. I don't think so. Geneva, Searing, Lotus, Zara, no. English, Aisley, Ashla, Ashley, Ashley, Ashleen, Ashlina, Ashley, Ashlyn, Ashley, Ashley. Oh, Jesus. God in heaven, there's a lot of them. Sylvanas, Ashlyn, Ashley, Ashley, Ashlyn, Ashley, Ashton, Athilda, Atilda, Athialdra, Averil, Avriel, Avril Lavigne, Brianne, Brianni, Brianna, Brianni, Camilla, Cherry, Simberley. That's interesting, but too complicated. Clayfer, Simberley, Sinberley. Interesting. Days Gasage. Nope. Daisy, Diantha. That's an interesting one. Why do I feel like I'm missing comments? Because I totally am. Simon chimed in and said, I only get to write because my wife is a saint and minds the kids while I'm messing around in worlds I make up. When I'm home, I spend all my time with my youngest son, who's 3. I'd spend time with my 16-year-old son, but they're a bit too old for hanging out with dad. I do not envy you that time of their lives, even though I know that I'm swiftly approaching it much more swiftly than I can possibly imagine. Daisy, Fern, Florence, Gardenia, Hazel, Heather, Holly, Hollis, Hortense. Hortense, here's a who. Ifig, Iona, Iva, and then Simon's comment shows up in the live feed. Fantastic. Iva, Ivalyn, Iva, Jazalyn, Jazzy, Camellia, Carmina, Kim, Kimberly, Kimbro, Laura, Laureline, Lori, L'Oreal, Lillian, Lilibeth, Lily, Linda, Lyndon, Lindsay, Laura, Lorene, Lauren. Alternate spelling of the Lauren that we all know and love. Define Lauren. I kind of like Lauren. Personal name for both men and females and may refer to first name. Oh, no. I just want to know the name. Where's the name come from? What is the meaning? What is the meaning? Meaning of Lauren name. Lauren as a boy's name is pronounced Lauren. It is of English origin. Modern variant of Lorenzo and Lawrence might be confused with the girl's name Lauren. Lauren is pronounced similarly to... No real other message here, but let's see what She Knows seems to think. Lauren. I've known a couple Laurens in my life. They were both cool girls. That would actually be pretty cool. But it was spelled Lauren, as is, I think, more common in today's day and age, but not necessarily in this world that I'm creating. Come on, you stupid thing. Oh, here we go. Lauren. The name Lauren is a baby boy name. Not in my story. The name Lauren is a Latin baby boy name. The name Lauren, an American name. Laurel, English baby name. From the place of laurel trees, famous bearer, conductor Lauren Mazel. People with this name have a deep inner desire to inspire others in a higher cause and to share their own strongly held views on spiritual matters. People with this name tend to initiate events, to be leaders rather than followers with powerful personalities. They tend to be focused on specific goals, experience a wealth of creative new ideas, and have the ability to implement these ideas with efficiency and determination. They tend to be courageous and sometimes aggressive. As unique, creative individuals, they tend to present authority and are sometimes stubborn, proud, and impatient. We've got our name. That's it. Done. She's Lauren. Her name is Lauren. Lauren. Okay. Lauren. I like that. Oh, man. The more I say it, the more I like it. It's fantastic. Her name is Lauren. Awesome. Okay. Whoops. Let's not do that. Okay. Main character's name is Lauren, everybody. There you go. I will... Let's look for a first name for the boy. I want to think of a last name for her. You know what? No, I'm at this moment in time, I'm more interested in looking for a last name for her than a first name for the boy, so I'm going to do that. Her last name could be Nelda. Ugh, ads. Why is the internet so full of ads? And I know it's because they make people money, and I'm trying to make money that way, so I won't really complain. But it is annoying. It is annoying, guys. Lauren, Loren, Nelda. What do you think about the name Nelda? Did I already look for the name Nelda on here? I have a feeling I did. Yeah, it's just an Irish American English Saxon English name. Let's look for Lauren Nelda. Oh, we already found more about this. Has a girl name and has the meaning other foreign, which could help to isolate, or which could help to enhance the fact that she is unusual, that she doesn't belong where she was born. Yeah, okay, so we'll go with that. Her name is Lauren Nelda. Thus is she called, and thus will she be known. Okay. Just go through here and change all this stuff. Simon Canton joined in and said, how about Lizbeth, shortened to Liz? That would only be weird because I have, like, not an actual sister, but a girl that I grew up with named Elizabeth, who basically is my sister. Like, we lived in a duplex from the time we were, like, 6. And I sometimes I name characters after people that I know, but I don't know. It would be weird in this case. And then last name, he suggested last name Gabriel. I want to. It's almost impossible to completely avoid biblical names, but unless it's modern society, like unless it's a book that's very firmly based in this actual world, I like to avoid biblical names because biblical names are just so common. They're everywhere. And I find that avoiding biblical names immediately makes you sound foreign. Not foreign. Immediately makes you sound unusual, not of this world. Lauren. How much time we got left, guys? We've got about 18 minutes left. Lauren. 4 live viewers. Come on, guys, chime in on the YouTube comments. I will happily answer your comments and questions live on the show. Okay. Cool. So let's try and come up with a name for her little sidekick friend. I really want to call him Flip, but that's going to be one of the main characters from the main fantasy series that's going to be set in this same world. I immediately think of a bunch of Game of Thrones names, but I'm not going to name him Jamie or Robert or Ned or Rob. Sneaky boy names. Boy names that mean sneaky. Like that. No results found for search of sneaky. How about cunning? Cunningham. Fantastic. How about boy names starting with limp? No boy names start with limp. Let's see. Boy names meaning cunning. Cunning. Diomed, short form of Latin Diomedes, meaning cunning as Zeus in mythology. This is the name of the tyrant of Thrace who fed his horses on the strangers who visited his kingdom. Diomedes. Interesting. Okay, not sold yet. Medea, Latin form of Greek Medella, or Medea, meaning cunning. In mythology, this is the name of the sorcerers who helped Jason steal the golden fleece from his father. Now, Medea, or Medea, Greek name meaning cunning. Mythology, sorcerers who helped Jason steal the golden fleece. And Diomed. Okay, sneak. No, nothing. Hidden. How about that? Nope. Smart. Intelligent. Wise. How about what? Damn. Nothing. Oh, there's a lot more than 23 on this list. Okay. Let's just, balls. Action. One who troubles, battle, slaughter, one who troubles. Harsh by nature, innate love of tyranny. Nope. Brent, branded. Bucerius. To kill. No. To kill. His name could be Dio, based on Diomed, based on Diomedes. Dio. I kind of like the name Dio. Let's go with Dio for now. Dio. Yeah. Could be a nickname, maybe. And he could not particularly know where the name came from because he is an orphan boy. He's the worst pickpocket in the world. The wizard. Oh, the wizard. The wizard is going to be... The wizard's name needs to be good. Name meaning traitor. Somebody commented on Facebook, and I almost popped over to see what they were saying. But then I realized that you people are watching me. That's why I'm doing this, so I have accountability and I don't fuck off on social media. Ooh, Simon Crowshaven chimed in and said, "Is this live?" Yes, it is. Simon said, "I don't like that Lauren Nelda because they're both soft sounds, but you just said she's now called that. So, sorry, dude." And said, "Oh, tell me what a name should mean, and I can tell you what it would be in Norwegian that wouldn't be biblical and might be unique. If you know a Norwegian name for sneaky or cunning or something like that for the boy pickpocket, that would be fantastic." Crowshaven said a name idea could be a place or some old language to give it an old-fashioned feel. That would be fantastic. Fantastic idea, actually. And Simon said, "Wow, the comments are so slow. It's been about 5 minutes between writing something and it popping up in the app." Fantastic. Yay, Google Hangouts. Google Translate and try Azerbaijani. The name Zane means traitor. I kind of like that, Zane. It's just a really weird spelling of the somewhat more common name Zane, like Z-A-N-E. Zane Prodotus. Sorry, just looking at some of these names here. Okay, so I like the first name of Zane. And for a last name, Prodotus, that just sounds so... Prodotus sounds so Mediterranean, which is not bad. It's just not exactly the sound that I'm going for here. Wormwood. Gade. No, 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 no. Some names that mean tricky. Livius isn't too bad. Zane Livius. Still sounds a little bit Mediterranean, but not like so much. Okay. I am willing to work with that for now. We'll close all these massive amounts of tabs. And again, this is all fast and loose. This is still the outlining process. All this stuff can change as the outlining and writing process happens. Oh God, there's so many comments. Sorry guys, Google Hangouts sucks. For hidden, he could be called Gem. Hide in Norwegian is Gem. Gem, I love that. That's fantastic. Dio. Gem. Oh, perfect. What a great fantasy name. Oh man, thank you, Simon. So he will be, and then for sneaky, the Norwegian is Sleip or Snick. For the mage, Forrider is traitor. Maybe change it to Forridor. I like that as a last name, Zane Forrider. I just really like the name Zane. Noctis is Latin for night. Gem Noctis. Let's put that as his last name for now. Again, everything can change. Airthang. Airthang can change. And then Israflix. Oh, hi, Israflix. How's it going? Said behindthename.com names meaning. Okay. Oh, it sees nothing. Okay, cool. Well, we're happy for names right now, so I'm gonna move swiftly onward. Yeah, we're definitely not going to finish character outlines tonight. I haven't even gotten into character sheets, like character descriptions and all that sort of thing. We got 6 minutes left, guys. Let's see what we can do in that time. Okay. Jem is a hapless little pickpocket in Great City. He's terrible at what he does, though he's small and wiry. His fingers are thick and clumsy. Jem is a hapless little wannabe pickpocket who accompanies Lauren because she immediately takes to his trade better than he does, and his this is way too detailed for a one-liner, who accompanies Lauren in hopes of becoming in hopes of finding a better place to ply his in hopes of a better place to incompetently ply his trade than Great City where he meets her. Jem is a hapless little is a bad pickpocket who's grown up on the streets of Great City and barely avoided dying several times because of how bad of a thief he is. He has no higher ambitions in life and no prospects for a bright future. So when he meets Lauren and finds out how driven she is to become great at what he does, he signs up in hopes that some of her wannabe epicness will rub off on him. He constantly battles with feelings of inadequacy because he's neither as intelligent nor as physically capable as she is, and she's going to have all kinds of, like, you know, woodsy type skills that are like not necessarily useful like in the big city, but just generally knowing things about nature and how to travel quietly through the woods and track people in the wilderness, and just sort of being physically fit from. I mean, she's grown up a logger. She's probably stronger than she looks, etc., etc. Intelligent nor as physically capable as she is, but he provides good companionship and will eventually find his own self-worth in friendship and loyalty instead. By season's end, he will be totally devoted to keeping Lauren safe and finding and helping her find her greatness. Though this will create some tension in future seasons as he waffles back and forth between being happy as a supporting character and wanting more glory for himself. Okay, good. That's Jem himself. Do we have enough time to get into Zane? We have 1:30 seconds. Actually, we don't even have that because I didn't start the timer for several minutes, for quite a while after doing this. Okay, so we have gotten some really good work done, guys. We finished the outline of what do you call it, episode 8, and started doing some really, really good work on the characters. They are obviously going to strongly inform what's going to happen in the rest of the story. Let's get some last-minute comments out of the way. Israflix gave some more suggestions on names. I will keep these. I will take these under consideration. Like I said, none of this stuff is final. And Crowshaven said this looks like the story has a little bit of romance. Not necessarily. I do want Lauren to get romantically involved with somebody, but probably not until season 2. Jem is definitely not going to be a romantic interest for her because he's too young, and Zane is not going to be a romantic interest because he's got some issues. He's not a bad guy, but he's got some issues, and he's too old. He's like in his 30s, late 30s maybe, and she's like 15, 16. So she is gonna, meet a dashing, daring do type of guy, the exact type of person that she would fall in love with, and whether that person will turn out to be good or not. But that's going to be future seasons and whatnot. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode of VlogaNovel. I will probably be back later tonight. I'm gonna refill my coffee, take a little smoke break, and then I'll be back and try and do. There's my timer, and try and do one more episode before I am forced to go to bed. Again, you can find my website, garrettbrobinson.com. This story will be going up on Wattpad once I'm into actually writing the first draft. So follow me on Wattpad if you're a Wattpad reader and want to follow along. Next book, Rebel Yell. That red one back on the shelf back there is available for pre-order at garrettbrobinson.com/rebelyell, and you can watch back episodes of this book being created at garrettbrobinson.com/vloganovel-nightblade-1. I'll see you next time for more character development. Thanks for watching. Bye.